Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. So Trump guitars, right? When these things first came out last year, a lot of people thought they were a joke, but no. It turned out that this was a new guitar brand and it's the official guitar endorsed by President Donald Trump. Now, when these were initially announced, I did a bunch of news videos about them. A little bit after the guitars first came out, Gibson issued a cease and desist over the design of the guitar. Lots of interesting stuff happened. But why am I talking about Trump guitars now, like more than 6 months later? Well, we now have a recently released financial document which outlines exactly how much money Donald Trump made off of this deal. And it's a lot. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about this, and real quick, just at the beginning here, I want to say I am not saying anything good or bad about Donald Trump. I'm not talking about politics in this video. Either way, I'm just talking about the guitars, and in particular, the sort of merchandising deal that Donald Trump had with this guitar brand. And it's really interesting, the stuff that was revealed in this new financial document. The amount of money he was paid is revealed, but also this sort of business arrangement, or the type of arrangement he had with them has been revealed as well. So this is really fascinating stuff. But again, this is not a political video. I'm just talking about this in relation to the guitar business. Okay, so I've got a couple things I want to show you here. One is I have an article that I'm going to kind of skim through that just talks about the basic details of, why this document was released and everything. And then we can look at the document itself. It's 234 pages. Obviously, we're only interested in the guitar stuff, but we'll go ahead and get right into this. And of course, guys, real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitars and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, so to start with, let's look at this article I have up here from NBC News. It says, Trump's financial disclosures reveal tens of millions in income from guitars, Bibles, and watches with his name on them. Trump also reported income in 2024 of more than $57 million from World Liberty Financial, the Trump family crypto startup. Okay. So let's go down here a little bit, and we're not going to go through all of this article, but just to give you a general overview here, it says, President Donald Trump continues to enjoy income streams from scores of luxury properties and business ventures, many of which are worth tens of millions of dollars, according to a financial disclosure form filed late Friday. Released by the Office of Government Ethics, Trump's 2025 financial disclosure spans 234 pages in all, including 145 pages of stock and bond investments. It is dated Friday with Trump's signature. So this is Friday, the Friday before I'm releasing this video now. So about a week ago now. Okay, so if we scroll down here a little bit, to be clear, this is being released in 2025, but the money, the actual finances are from the previous year, 2024. And so this includes the Greenwood Bible, right? The 45 guitar, which is the Trump guitars, okay, with the 45th president of the United States. That's why they call it the 45 guitar. It has 45 on the headstock. And it also has a bunch of other stuff about his wristwatches, his sneakers, and fragrances, right? All that stuff is included on the same document. But the thing we're really interested in is the guitars. So let's look at that. And just to be clear, this form, this document that was released, it's not unique to Trump. It's anybody who is an executive branch member has one, they do one of these documents. So if you're the vice president or a cabinet member, you have to put out one of these documents, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and go over and look at the document itself. So here is the document, and I'm going to include links to all this stuff. I mean, this is publicly available, but I'll have links to this down in the video description below. And this is the page we really are interested in here. This is page 150 out of 234. And if we zoom in a little bit here, We've got the 45 guitar, and it says here, underlying assets, endorsement and promotional agreement with LMA Productions, and he's getting a royalty from this, and he made, just in 2024, $1,055,100. So to be clear, that's not the amount of money that the company selling the guitars brought in. That was just Trump's royalty for the deal. And why is it such a large amount of money? Well, remember, those guitars, the ones that he autographed, right, that are autographed by President Trump, those guitars sell for like $10,000, $11,000. They're extremely expensive guitars. And that was one of the big reasons why the guitars caused such a, I don't want to say scandal, but controversy, right, when they first came out, because people are saying like, well, the regular model is $1,500 and the autographed model, which is the same guitar just with an autograph on it, is like $11,500. Is it really worth that much to have the autograph? Is even the regular model really worth $1,500? Because it was a fairly straightforward Les Paul type guitar with a bolt-on neck, you know, generic hardware, that kind of stuff. A lot of people were really speculating if the guitars were really worth that much. And when I, over the course of several videos, I was able to borrow one from somebody that bought one and get my hands on it and play it and review it. And my opinion at the end of that was that it was not worth $1,500 in terms of the guitar that you were getting. It was a pretty standard, seemingly imported, import-made guitar, which I would say would probably normally be worth, you know, between $300 and $500, something like that. But, you know, who cares what I think? Despite all of that, the guitars were sold for a lot of money, and that is, I mean, over $1 million just for the royalty deal on these guitars. I don't even know, because, you know, we don't know the nitty-gritty details. We don't know what is the royalty, like what kind of a percentage are we talking about? Was it like a flat fee? We don't really know. So we don't know the total amount of money that was brought in by selling these guitars. But it's, I mean, it's got to be a huge amount of money if just the royalty payment was over $1 million. Now, the other thing that is really interesting on this document here is if we really kind of look closely here, under this, this column where it's underlying assets and location, for the guitar, it says it's a promotional agreement with LMA Productions Incorporated. And what's interesting is that's the same company, according to this, which he has this deal with for the Greenwood Bible, right? This was another thing that came out earlier, is these Bibles that he endorses. It's also with LMA Productions. So it's the same company doing the guitars and the Bibles. Okay, so more than $1 million is what Trump made on this royalty deal with the Trump guitars. How does that compare to other signature model, you know, other guitar endorsement deals? I don't know. I mean, I don't know the financials of, you know, the top guitar players in the world. If I had to make an educated guess, though, I would say that Steve Vai has probably made more than $1 million from his deals with Ibanez or even Carvin back in the day. Because, like, the deal with Ibanez, Steve Vai has had that deal with Ibanez for a very long time. I mean, decades, really. And he's a very popular guitarist. They've sold a ton of those guitars. So I bet he's made more than $1 million. I bet also that Eddie Van Halen made that much money or even more than that with his deals, you know, his signature guitars over the years, whether it was with Kramer or Ernie Ball or, you know, the EVH brand later on. And also maybe even Mark Tremonti with PRS. Over the years, I could see that amount of money, you know, being made, maybe even surpassed. But the big difference here is, number one, Trump is not a guitar player. And number two, Trump made that money in not just less than a year, but those guitars came out in, what, like November or something? And this is the finances from the year. So November, I mean, 2 or 3 months, basically, $1 million on these guitars. And I assume there's going to be another financial disclosure form next year, and then we'll get the sales figures from this year. And I'm really curious to see what that is like. So was it just the initial sales from when the guitars were first launched, and then it tanked after that? Or are people continuing to buy these guitars, and he's maybe going to make another $1 million from these guitars this year? We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Okay, guys, so let me know what you think about all this stuff down in the comments section below. The Trump guitars thing just like won't go away. And it's fascinating to me. You know, there's so many interesting angles to it. It's somebody that is not a guitar player, is not known for music, not known for being a guitar player, but he has, you know, the official guitar of Donald Trump. And at the same time, some people absolutely hate it, and some people absolutely love it. It's polarizing, to say the least. But let me know what you think about all of this stuff down in the comments section below. And guys, again, I'm going to have links for everything I was talking about in the video down in the video description below. I try to make these videos as non-political as possible. I hope I did a good job of that. Of course, you're always welcome to argue amongst yourselves down in the comment section. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.